Research shows that around 90% of online businesses don't last longer than the first 4 months. But here's the surprising part. Most of those online businesses didn't collapse because the idea was flawed or because the market wasn't there. They ended because the business owners gave up too soon. In this video, I'm going to show you the top 3 biggest reasons why most people give up on their online businesses, and more importantly, how you can avoid falling into the same trap. If you're serious about building something sustainable, this is where it starts. If our videos helped you, be sure to like and subscribe to support the channel and continue to get more videos like this. Number 1. One of the biggest reasons people give up on their business is because they go in with expectations that don't match reality. They expect results in weeks, when the reality is that meaningful traction usually takes months. A study by the U.S. Small Business Administration shows that about 20% of small businesses fail within the first year. But most of those closures aren't because the business had no potential. It's because the founders didn't see results fast enough to justify continuing. Online businesses often face this even more intensely because digital marketing and content strategies usually require at least 3 to 6 months before they start compounding. For example, someone launches a website, runs ads for a month, and when they don't see steady sales immediately, they decide the whole thing doesn't work. But what they don't realize is that they were in the very stage where the foundation was being built. The algorithms were still learning, the content hadn't had time to rank, and the audience trust hadn't had time to form. Business growth works more like compound interest. At first, the progress is invisible. Systems are being set up, awareness is spreading, but the results aren't obvious yet. Then, once the foundation is strong enough, growth can appear to accelerate very quickly. Most people quit right before this turning point, mistaking silence for failure. So, the first reason people quit is that their expectations are too short-term. They expect results instantly, when in reality, they're building something that needs time to mature. Number 2. Think about learning a new language. For months, it feels like you're memorizing words and phrases without really being able to hold a conversation. Then one day, almost without warning, everything begins to register. You can understand and respond. Business growth often feels the same. The work you're doing doesn't show immediate results, but that doesn't mean it isn't working. According to HubSpot, content marketing typically takes 3 to 6 months before consistent results start to appear, because search engines need time to index content and audiences need repeated exposure before they take action. That waiting period often convinces entrepreneurs they're failing, when in reality, they're still in the natural ramp-up stage. I've seen this with people running ads. Their campaigns are in the learning phase. Algorithms are still figuring out who the ideal audience is, costs are high, and conversions are low. Many shut down the campaign right there. But if they'd given it a few more weeks, they would have entered the stage where performance improves dramatically. In the early stages, a lot is happening behind the scenes. Your content is being indexed by search engines. Your audience is seeing your message multiple times and beginning to trust it. Your systems, like email sequences or ad campaigns, are collecting enough data to optimize. Just because the scoreboard doesn't show progress yet doesn't mean the game isn't moving forward. The businesses that survive this stage are the ones that understand progress isn't always visible. What looks like nothing is often the setup for momentum. So, the second reason people quit is because they confuse slow progress with failure. Number 3. One of the fastest ways I see people burn out in business isn't through failure, but through distraction. Without a clear roadmap, it's easy to jump from one idea to the next, hoping that the next strategy will finally deliver results. Research by McKinsey shows that organizations that maintain strategic focus are more than twice as likely to achieve long-term success compared to those that frequently shift priorities. The same applies at the individual entrepreneur level. Constantly pivoting erases momentum before it can compound. I've worked with entrepreneurs who, in the span of 6 months, tried launching an e-commerce store, then switched to crypto trading, then jumped into affiliate marketing. Each time, they started from scratch. New tools, new platforms, new learning curves. None of these paths were inherently wrong, but without committing to one long enough to build traction, progress never had a chance to show up. A roadmap solves this. It narrows your focus so your time and energy aren't spread across 10 different experiments. Instead, you're compounding effort in one direction, which is where momentum comes from. So it's not that the business idea failed, it's that distraction prevented it from maturing. Distraction is what kills momentum, not the market. With a clear roadmap, you eliminate noise and finally give your efforts the consistency they need. That's the third major reason people quit. Not failure, but the exhaustion of trying too many things at once. Now let's talk about what to do differently, how to avoid these traps and actually stay in the game long enough to see results. What can you do differently? Let me give you 3 practical adjustments that change everything. Number 1, set expectations for the long game. Building a business is rarely a 30-day project. A report from the Kauffman Foundation found that most successful startups take at least 2 to 3 years to reach consistent profitability. That perspective alone shifts how you approach your first 6 months. Instead of expecting overnight wins, you measure your progress against the right timeline. When you know from the start that momentum takes time, you're less likely to panic in the early stages. Number 2, redefine what progress looks like. Progress isn't always revenue at first. In the beginning, progress might look like your email list growing by 20 people, or your ad campaign starting to generate data you can optimize. HubSpot's research confirms that most content-driven strategies take 3 to 6 months to deliver measurable ROI, but every piece of content you publish in that time is a step towards that compounding effect. If you only measure success in dollars, you'll miss the small wins that lead to them. Number 3, commit to one roadmap, not 10. Entrepreneurs who jump strategies every few weeks never give any of them enough time to mature. A McKinsey study found that organizations with a clear, consistent strategy are more than twice as likely to outperform their peers. The same applies here. When you stick to one plan long enough, the compounding effect takes over. It's not about choosing the perfect strategy, it's about choosing one that's good enough and giving it the time to work. If you can set your expectations for the long game, learn to recognize invisible progress, and commit to one roadmap, you'll already be ahead of most people who quit too early. These 3 shifts don't just keep you in the game, they actually position you to win it. If there's one thing I want you to take from this, it's that quitting too soon is the only guaranteed way to fail. The early stages feel uncertain for everyone, whether you're building your first business or your 5th. Progress often looks invisible until it suddenly isn't. That's the moment most people miss because they walk away right before things begin to compound. I've seen this play out too many times. The campaign that looks like it's going nowhere suddenly delivers results after a few more weeks, or the content that sat unnoticed for months suddenly drives consistent leads. These moments don't happen by accident. They happen because someone stayed in the game long enough for the systems to work. If this perspective helped you, make sure you subscribe. We share strategies that are grounded in experience, not guesswork. And if you want a roadmap that helps you avoid these exact mistakes, check out the link in the description. Don't walk away too soon. Your turning point might be closer than it feels right now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.